When someone is at risk of being homeless, they often reach out for help. However, some general assistance programs have eligibility requirements you must meet to receive support. As News Center Maine's Raya Wooten tells us, one man reached out for support when he fell on hard times, but he says he received roadblocks, not help.
Christopher Babb visited Scarborough's public safety building, which is where the General Assistance Office is located, last week to apply for housing. But instead of receiving help, he says he left feeling judged and hopeless.
At times it seemed like being hopeful is just more disappointing, but all you can do is try.
Things have been rather rough for Christopher Babb lately. He has been in between housing and staying at an extended stay while saving up for an apartment. Babb was relying on money he saved from his seasonal job, credit cards, and his full-time employment at a local gas station. He has been trying to stay afloat, but everything went downhill when he was fired from his job on January 15th.
A simple choice, really, is what it came down to.
Babb says he was terminated after he applied a discount to an alcohol item, which is illegal in Maine. With no income, he could no longer afford to live in the extended stay, leaving him and those closest to him homeless and hopping from house to house. As a convicted felon, it's harder for him to find employment and housing.
And if it wasn't for my friend Rick, I would have had to give my pets to the shelter. So.
Last week, Babb turned to Scarborough's General Assistance Office, hoping to apply for housing. But he says the representative he worked with wouldn't allow him to apply.
She literally told me, like, verbatim, there is no point in you filling out the application. And then she printed off, a list of housing places and from here to Augusta and whatnot.
That wasn't all the representative printed off. The employee gave Babb a copy of an internal email between herself and a Maine Department of Health and Human Services worker who questioned how he was able to afford to live in an extended stay.
The end of it, where she said, but I think you know the answers to all that, that blew me away. Like, how can you sit there and judge somebody that they've never talked to, let alone met, or ask them what their situation is like, or, and these are people that are supposed to be there to help you.
In a statement, the town of Scarborough's Director of Human Services wrote, "While specific cases and clients are confidential, I am confident that we have handled all cases thoroughly and properly provided benefits to eligible clients," explaining that Babb may not have been eligible for housing because of the reason that he lost his job. Babb says he knows that they have to follow eligibility requirements.
But also don't leave them without any hope, because that can be even more detrimental.
Now, Babb has a job interview scheduled for Wednesday, and he's hoping everything goes well. In Scarborough, Raya Wooten, News Center, Maine.
We reached out to the Maine Department of Health and Human Services to ask about the internal email between that agency and the Scarborough General Assistance Office. They've not yet responded.